Hello everybody and welcome to Morton.com, my portfolio website. I have built this site around a level designer position because that's what I do. So we'll just go ahead and hop into the site. The site's actually received a few recent updates. I am a recent graduate of Westwood College and I'm actually currently working at ID Tech teaching students the Unreal Engine. And I'm also being considered for a position out in San Diego for a level design position, again using the Unreal Editor. Or the Unreal Engine. So this portfolio seems to be laid out really well. Everybody likes my work, and basically I feel that the portfolio showcases it extremely well. I just had a portfolio review done through Westwood College by Professor Greg Made as well as Joel Howell, and they both really liked the portfolio layout and design, and I have Professor Susan Townsend to thank for that one because she really helped me implement some good things that help the flow and speed and just basic layout. So if you come across any three of those people, definitely take what they have to say into consideration because they really know what they're talking about. So enough of that, let's go ahead and hop on into the website. Right here, again, at the top of the page, I've got my name and what I do. Right below that is a screenshot from my latest level. This comes from Isolation, which is my newest work in progress. And then below that I have it broken down into 4 sections, which is level design, props, resume, and contact. Backing up for just 1 second, you really want to have some artwork visible within the first 15 seconds of somebody loading your page as a hook to keep them on your page, because if they load up and they don't see anything, they're not going to check it out. So just food for thought on that one. So anyway, so let's hop into level design and see what's going on. Once we're in level design, I've got this broken down into 3 more sections, which is the 3 levels that I've worked on: isolation, incarceration, and insomnia. Now what I've done for this section is I have broken it down. I give a screenshot as well as a small description. You have a gallery to check out images, and you have a place to download the level itself. Now, what I need to do for incarceration and for insomnia that I already have done for isolation is include a last update or a project complete on date, so employers and people viewing your site can get an idea, your workflow, where you're at, if you're still working on projects, because without that they can come to your site and be like, well, is this 2 weeks old? Is it 2 days old? Is it 2 years old? They don't know. So that's just a really good way to provide a date to give somebody an idea of what you have going on. So from here we're going to go ahead and we'll hop into the gallery. For now I have the gallery set up for large screenshots. I actually want to change this out and add Lightbox. Lightbox will allow me to do small thumbnails that are clickable and really condense the amount of web space I'm using. This will put all my images pretty much in one screen area, and then you can just click and open up, as I'm sure a lot of you already know. One good thing to do on your images, like I've done here, is put in an area where it shows your website address. Just in case somebody likes a shot, like I've gotten a lot of compliments on this one. I know a lot of people have actually saved this. And if they forget where they got it from, when they open up the image, it's right there, so they'll never forget, and they can come back and check out what you've been up to and take a look at even more of your stuff. If you are in Unreal or you're doing level design, whether it's Half-Life using the Source engine, or maybe Neverwinter Nights using the Aurora engine, you can go ahead and scroll down, and I always encourage people to do things like show things like bot pathing, so they have an idea that you not only know how to make pretty levels, but you know how to do game flow and make bots intelligent, make them work properly, as well as Kismet, or scripting. This really showcases that you can do more than just place objects and make everything look or flow well, but you can also make your levels have quite a bit more depth to them. And then on top of those two, I always try to put in a walkthrough video. This is a walkthrough of isolation. This is actually an older video, but it still gets the point across, and I try to go through things like high points and low points and a slight explanation of, well, I did this because of this, or just give them a background to the level, give them some insight, so they can see your thought process, and getting that out really allows them to know what kind of a person, and more importantly, what kind of a designer you are. So now we'll head back to levels, and I'll run through excuse me, incarceration really quick. And again, it's the same thing. Between 10 to 15 full-size screenshots. Again, I've touched all these up in Photoshop. Why not make them look better than they really are? I know, I'm sure you guys have all seen game intros and game previews where the movies and the intros and the screenshots look way better than the gameplay itself. They do it, so why can't we? And again, here I have another walkthrough video. Now, what I did miss on this one is a shot of all my Kismet, and I really should set it up because I do have quite a few complex Kismet manipulations inside the level. So I need to add that. And again, as you go through your portfolio and time goes by, you'll realize things that you're missing. And don't expect to get it right on the first shot. So just keep working it, and eventually it'll come to something that you really enjoy. One thing that I would like to touch base on is when you're saving things like images for your portfolio, do it through Photoshop and use their Save for Web and Devices feature. What this will do is it removes all of the RGB information and really compresses the images down. This will help with website load times and that sort of thing. So we'll go ahead and move from the level design over to props. And now on props, I've broken this down into two more sections. I have my major props that I've created, which at the time is only one, and that's a low poly forklift. And then I have miscellaneous props, which is smaller things like crates, barrels, pallets, anything that takes you, normally less than hour 45 minutes, or an hour or 45 minutes or less. Most of this stuff only took me about a half an hour to model, texture, and the whole nine and get it done. So this is for very, very small projects, very, very small things. So I'll hop into the forklift gallery. And again, I have all these galleries set up exactly like I set up the level design galleries, where I have, quite a few screenshots, and then I lay out the textures. For things like models, you want to include things like, up here you'll see polys and verts, so they know that you know how to do low poly modeling very well. And then, excuse me, as we scroll down, I've got the textures applied, and then I actually have the texture maps laid out. Diffuse, normal, and specular. And these are the main maps that the Unreal Engine uses, which is why I have these. So if you're in a different engine and they use more advanced maps, or maybe maps that aren't as advanced, swap those in and out for what you need. So we'll head back to props, and we'll head down here to miscellaneous props. Now this is broken down again, just like the rest. Quite a few full-size screenshots. I got my shameless plug on a crate that I put in my levels, just in case someone gets the level and they forget where it came from. It's on a crate inside, so they can come back and check out more. And then again, just screenshots. I mean, here's a crate, 162 polys. I'm sorry, yeah, not a crate, I'm sorry, a pallet. Here's a barrel, 50 polys, and the only reason that has so many is because I tried to do the top with a little more detail. And as you can see here on my layouts. And then a crate, and now for the crate, I obviously didn't need to include a screenshot of the model itself because, let's face it, it's a six-sided box. There's nothing complex about that whatsoever. So I just put in the textures because this is where, the normal maps and whatnot is where it gets, a little bit more complex, but at the end of the day, it's still just a pretty looking box. So from here, let's go ahead and back to home, and we'll go check out the resume. For the resume, what I did here was I actually this is a single image. It's 800 wide by 2000 tall, and the reason I did it this way is it allowed me to use fonts just like I did everywhere else. The whole website matches. If you do it this way, you can really steer clear of running into font troubles based on what kind of browser people are using. So whether they have more fonts in Internet Explorer than they do in Firefox or in Chrome or Safari, this shows the same on every single browser, so it really works out pretty well. And then also I have included a place to download a PDF version, and I have also included a download as a text file, and these come in handy quite well. So, and that's the portfolio, and then the contact page is actually my name, my email, and my phone number, as well as a small contact information area here where you can put in your first name, last name, and some comments, and this works out really, really well again. So that's really it. That's my site. I hope you guys enjoyed this little walkthrough, and if you have any questions or concerns or anything like that, feel free to give me an email at anthony@amorton.com, or just come by the site and check it out. So thank you so much for coming by, and you guys have a good day.